it's JQ Crafty here with another episode of Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. Today I decided I wanted to do a pin that used kind of a lot of paper. It was very paper, or a pin. Yeah. I thought I said my words weird. I wanted to use a pin that seemed very paper heavy, and I really liked this pin. It has lots of paper, and I like the frames and the skewed and I've always wanted to try that. I've also wanted to try, the layouts that look like a stack of paper was, I've never done one of these either, that was thrown down, and there's just a bunch. So eventually I will do one of those as well. But for my son's scrapbook albums, I'm doing kind of 2 12 by 12s for every milestone. So this, I believe, is his 3-month. It might be his 4-month. I gotta triple check on that. I'll do that while I'm recording here. But I wanted to do that pin and make this the focal page. And what I've been doing for all his album is be doing one page that says what month it is, and then another page with more of the outtakes of this same photo session, and then what the milestones were at that point. Teeth, walking, crawling, etc. So doing that, we always took our pictures with Curious George, so that was really fun. And then we had a Curious George first birthday. So let's see how this goes. It should go well, but I'm using Paper Issues. They do kits every month. Sometimes they do 2. Right now, if you go check out the store, they have a Nothing But the Kitchen Sink kit, and what it is also correlates with the challenge. And so I know there's some left of that kit. I think there may be even some left of the June kit, the kitchen sink kit. They're both really good kits in general, but basically the challenge that they have over there is you need to use everything in the kit on a page. So that's really cool. This is not one of those, but this is their other regular kits. Cassie Box from she is awesome at putting together kits. So these are a bunch of papers actually that are part of one of the kits, as well as what came in that kit. This was from the February kit. These Jen Hadfield puffy stickers, these Ellie Studio acetate alphabets, and then a bunch of ephemera from, I want to say an Amy Tan collection. I can't remember, but I haven't been able to use a lot of this because a lot of the papers I've been using kind of the B-sides that were not intended for the kit, so they haven't correlated, whereas these ones should, because I'm going to have some red, some pink, some yellow, some blues, and turquoise, so it should all correlate, so I should be able to use some of the ephemera actually up for this layout as well. So yeah, let's get started. This layout was actually really fun to make, despite the beginning being kind of brain intensive for something that is supposed to just be creative time. So I start off, I'm going to use this wood grain as my background, and I decided to grab one pattern that kind of matches it. So I grabbed this turquoise color one. And then I'm doing that white one that has red. I'm doing that in a skinnier frame or border. And then the other one, I'm doing the smaller chunky one. So I didn't measure any of these, and I didn't decide how big these frames should be. I knew that if I trimmed this blue one down, if I cut it down, took an inch off, so it was a 1/2 inch shorter on all the way around than the background paper, and then I decided I would just do an inch, almost like if I were going to be backing a whole layout when I frame a whole layout in another pattern, and that fit perfectly. So then this one I should have probably cut a little bit smaller. I decided to do kind of the same thing. I cut out the border as if I were going to be bordering an entire page, and then I cut in again on the second part that I border, and I decided to do this one just at a 1/2 inch wide. So, and I tried to vary them a little bit, so it ends up being a little bit bigger than I think maybe on the inspiration pin had, which is fine. Mine's going to be different. I really like the way mine turned out, though. I'm actually very okay with the fact that I didn't kind of pre-plan or pre-measure the way I was doing mine. So I'm perfectly perfectly fine with that. And by the way, so this inspiration that I'm using is from Latrice Murphy blog. Double checking. And yeah, she is a me and my big, or was, I should say, me and my big ideas design team member. This layout's actually from 2014. So it's a really old layout, but so cute. Like, I love the idea of all the frames and the way this turned out with the pops of yellow and the pops of red with the blue. I really like this layout. It turned out really good. Not to toot my own horn. But it all kind of, it went together really well, and part of it props to the kit that Cassie put together. So then now I just kind of eyeballed my yellow piece and kind of decided just to kind of make a bigger chunk, and then I'm doing like a 2-inch thick framed piece. Now I like the way, and I'm kind of bummed I wasn't able to do this, but like I like the way their photo, you still can see the background peeking through even that inner frame. Mine ends up not doing that because I didn't measure anything. But here I have them all cut, and now I'm going to take turns going back and forth to my sewing machine and sewing each of them down. So I'm just going to tack them down with a tiny bit of ATG, and then I will go sew. And I had black thread in my sewing machine, and I didn't really feel like changing it. And I liked it because then I could add actually a little black accents and some other things, and it wasn't enough to be kind of crazy overwhelming. And magic of YouTube, over and done. It didn't take long though. I just didn't want you to stare at the blank green while I was sewing. So I stitch with my machine all 3 of those frames on, and I make them all wonky, and then I try to make my photo straight. But did I use a T-square? No, why would I do that? So it's not really straight. It's not as straight as it could be. It could be a lot straighter. But yeah, doesn't it look cool? I like it. I really like the way that looks. Turned out good. I really like the layouts too that are a bunch of frames not skewed. Yeah, those are really cool too. They have a really good presence to them, I should say. All right, today's the 12th. So the typical people that are doing it pretty much every day are doing an off the board pin video today. So Crystal, obviously, it's off the board with Pineapple Papers. Moira, Kathy, Maggie, and Christy is also doing it today. So I will have them linked below. There's a ton of people on Monday, so make sure you check back to Crystal's channel every day so you can get the lowdown, because she is guaranteed to be doing it every day. There's a few other people that are doing it every day. It looks like Moira. And is Kathy doing it every day? I think so. Kathy's doing it every day. There's a bunch of people that are doing it every other day. And is Maggie doing it every day too? I believe so. I believe Maggie's doing it every day as well. So Crystal, Moira, Maggie, and Kathy are all doing it every day. So they are busy little bees. But they are taking those pins and they are making them work. Now, what have I done while I've been jabbering on about nothing? Oh, I found all the acrylic pieces to it. This is actually a 6-month photo. I did not think it was that far, so I skipped a few months. I have a bunch I have to do. I have so much scrapbooking to do. It's not even funny to get caught up. So I skipped a few, but I found a bunch, enough of the acrylic words to spell out 6 month, and then I ran out of S's, of course, so I cut an ampersand. I should have cut an 8 because I'm probably not going to use the numbers as much, but the ampersand was a little bit busy, or a little bit easier to cut into an S because part of it looks like an S already, and I didn't want to use brain power, honestly, to try to cut the 8, which wouldn't have been that hard. I don't know why I decided to do that. I kind of was regretting that as soon as I did it. I was like, oh, I would have been more apt to use an ampersand in the future than number, but whatever. I did it. So I'm just going through all the ephemera, blah, 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 and picking where some of them go down. I have that journaling spot, and I popped my photo up on foam, by the way, and I'm getting low on fun foam. I gotta keep an eye on that. I might have to place an order here in the next week or so I don't run out and then I'm without it. But I play around with some of the labels, kind of fuss around with where I want to put those. I like this little, it's basically a blank little calendar card right there on the right, because, it's a milestone photo, because this is 6-month photos that we took with Curious George. So I was going to stamp the word May on there, but I could not actually find stamps that were small enough. And I could have swore I had month stamps, but apparently I don't. I do have day of the week stamps, but I don't have month stamps because I really didn't think I would ever need them. Turns out I do. So I'm going to be on the lookout for those. If you guys have any month stamps that you really, really like that are a good font or a good size, let me know in the comments down below, please. I love a good stamp. But I went ahead and I have a Xyron sticker maker, which I love. I sometimes forget about it, but I use that to get my 6 months so it's nice and sticky. And so that's just waiting for me to finish fussing around with all the ephemera, trying to create some little clusters. But I like that circle journaling spot with the flower that I had kind of up around the shimmery one that says life is good up there by the little blue bird, but I didn't like the way it looked layered up with it. And then I decided, I found the florally bits in the ephemera still, and I figured I could just wait and use that on another layout that I'm going to use all the florals with maybe. But I love that I got a strawberry in here. These 6 months, these eating solid foods, to me, it works. And then I love too that I got the Euro peach. So I got those things used up. And then I got a little bit of a glittery, shimmery item in each cluster there. Because I've got my big old cluster on the right. I've got my medium cluster kind of on the bottom left. And a smaller cluster on the top left. Which, once again, it's a rule just for aesthetically pleasing to have the 3 clusters. And I think it's... Is it Caitlin who says that's kind of her rule of how she does clusters in her brain just to make, I think it's Caitlin, which makes sense and it's a good balance. But yeah, there's where it was. There's where I found the sticker. You did not see me looking for it. The close-ups, final photo of the final finished layout. I love it. Not going to be a lot of journaling because that'll be on the other page that I have all the details about what we were doing at 6 months. But thanks for watching. Bye.